Today's a very quick video. It's a lesson on not being stupid like I am. So anyway, the other day someone's valve train was clattering and it was kind of annoying me. That, along with the exhaust leak, was irritating me. So I pulled the valve covers, I rechecked the valves and tightened them, and then immediately took his car down to his school for a classic car club meeting at his school. And as soon as I pulled out of the driveway, I realized it wasn't running right. It was running worse. Before, it was just clattering and making a little noise, and then it started running kind of bad. And I took it down there, and I'll insert a little short video. But the kids at his school all got in it, were revving up the engine, and they loved it. They thought it sounded amazing, but I could hear it missing. And then on the way home, it was missing even worse. So I finally went and got a little temperature gun thing, a little cheap temperature gun, and realized we had one partially dead cylinder and one just completely dead cylinder. It was ice cold. So that's what this video is about. And it was all me being stupid. So I just apparently over tightened and hung some valves open. Anyway, that's how things have been going lately. Developed a mist in the engine. Sounds a lot like an exhaust leak, except much worse now, and it just hasn't been running right. So I finally broke down, got a cheap little temperature gun, and check this out. 465 to 500, depending on the cycle. Well, now we're up over 500. Been running it for a while, heated the engine up a lot. Between 450 and 500 on cylinders 1 through 4. $400 to 500, but then you come over here, and I found a problem. Number 5 is good. Number 6 is good. Number 8 is. Wait, 8 wasn't low earlier. 8 is lower than those. Well, 7 was extremely low earlier, and now it's doing all right. Now number 8 is low. Yeah, number 8 is just dropping. Number 8 is real low, so number 8 is a dead cylinder for sure. Am I just losing my mind? I could have sworn it was number 7. That was super low. Now it's low. That's not good. You can definitely hear where the sound is coming from back here. So it's gaining heat. So as you can see, number 7 and number 8 both appear to be kind of low. It's not good. We got to figure out why. They were gaining heat under throttle, but only about half as hot as the other ones. So someone here decided they needed to hurt themselves. So he's not much use right now other than starting the car and revving it up. But when the engine cools down, I'm going to pull valve covers, check and see if I hung a valve when I readjusted the rockers the other day. If not, then I'm gonna check compression. Then I'm gonna check spark plug wires, the distributor, all that. I just kind of find it odd that I happen to have a rocker come loose, so I readjusted all the rockers, and now I've got 2 cylinders that are dead. I'm pretty sure I must have just over tightened one of them, snugged it down a little too much, and it's hung open. It's not building proper compression. At least that's what I hope it is. It's actually been a few days. We did not get to work on the car the other day, but we're going to go ahead and run a compression test on it right now and see if we're hanging a cylinder over or open, or see what's going on with the car, and go from there. The first thing I'm going to do, I've probably should just pull the valve cover and loosen the valves and see what's going on there, but I'm gonna see if we got any compression in these cylinders that are not firing. All right, go ahead and fire it over. Keep going, keep going. Okay. All right, stop. Yeah, that cylinder has no compression. All right, time to pull the valve covers. All right, so I've taken the rockers and backed them off to hand tight. And now we're gonna fire it over and we're gonna see if we've got some compression in the cylinders now. Go ahead and fire it, Kris. All right, stop. All right, well, we have some compression. I don't really like that number, but not sure what's going on, so I guess I'll just go and readjust the valves and see how it runs. What has happened is the other day, the valve train was chattering quite a bit. It was annoying me, so I pulled the valve covers and I readjusted the rockers, and I guess I over-adjusted these back two cylinders. The others are fine. They're running just fine. And I keep forgetting these rockers, for whatever reason, they only go a quarter turn. When you take the slack out by hand, you only give them a quarter turn on the lock washer instead of a half a turn. You give them a quarter turn and then lock down your inside Allen head nut. You don't give them a half turn, because the half turn hangs the valves open. I've done that before and I just wasn't paying attention the other day, and I spun them too far and I was hanging a valve open apparently. On a completely unrelated note, I have found our header leak. I don't know if the camera keeps zooming in on the steering knuckle, but right here in the middle is a crack on one of the primaries where it welds into the collector. It is clearly cracked. I can actually see a gap forming coming from the middle out. So that's our exhaust leak. So at some point here soon, this header is going to have to come off. I'm going to have to attempt to weld it, or I'm going to have to see if I can get new headers. I don't think I can arc weld that thing from here, and I don't think I should try. The only thing left to do is start it, let it warm up, and let's see if the cylinders work or whether we have a dead one still. All right, so far, well, I was gonna say everything was warming up the same temperature a minute ago. There we go. 140s, mid 140s. Try to aim this thing. 170s, huh? Number 8 is still 160s. High 140s. Number 8 is still warming up really slow. Oh, there we go. All right, I think we're back to normal. I already checked the other side, and they seem to be firing normally, so I think we're back to normal. Just idling really low and slow and sluggish today for some reason. You can hear our amazing exhaust leak. We'll have to get to that here in the next couple of weeks. All right, we let the engine come all the way up to operating temperature. Number 8 cylinder, for some reason, is still 100 degrees cooler than every other cylinder. The spark plug looked good. The valves seemed fine. It sounds good. It sounds healthier, minus the exhaust leak. But number 8 cylinder is just running cold. So I put on a new used spark plug wire to see if it's a spark plug wire. We're going to bring it back up to operating temperature and see if that fixes things. Alright, well, I changed spark plug wires. That may have done it. That's number 8. 400 degrees. 450. I mean, it's a little lower than the others. Oh, there it goes. 470. 500, 480. So, wait a minute. Why are you being difficult now? Why are you 100 degrees cooler? There we go. Anyway, maybe that did it. Maybe it was just that spark plug wire giving us trouble on number 8. But it's running a little choppy. It's not running smooth, but it is revving smooth. Rev it up a little bit. Yeah, the the obvious miss it had the other day is gone. Now if I can just fix that exhaust leak. All right, well, we're done. We're sitting here in the car. It's been running a while. It's come up to operating temperature. Wait. Why are you in the driver's seat? How did this happen? You only have one hand. You can't even steer. How are you going to drive, gimp? Anyway, we're going to go out and test drive it now and make sure it's going to run all right. And hopefully this will be it for a little while. The next thing we're going to do is hopefully possibly start working on the short block again if we can ever get done with maintenance on this thing. By the way, it's April Fool's, but this is not an April Fool's joke. So I have to work the next 7 days because of this eclipse insanity. And after the eclipse, hopefully I'll get back to the short block because it's only been 2 months to put in 8 pistons. Yay. All right, well, we've got better part throttle response in the neighborhood, and we picked up little sister. Say hi, Natalie. Picked up little sister, and we're gonna go test drive this thing and make sure it's actually gonna run. So far, it definitely feels better. We don't have the hard miss that we had the other day. About 200 times better throttle response in 5th gear than we've had in a long time. So I'm thinking, not only did I hang those 2 valves open, but that number 8 spark plug's been pretty dead for a while, because even before I hung the valves, it always shuddered and shook really bad in 5th gear, no matter what RPMs. And it shuddered real bad at every gear under 2,000 RPMs. It's pulling perfectly normal right now, so I'm guessing we've had one dead cylinder from that spark plug for a while, and then we hung open. I guess I can take credit for that. I hung open the valves. Someone hasn't been working on the car because they're a gimp. Have we shown them that yet? Yeah, someone here is kind of weak, and anyway, story for another time.
I can't believe that we were driving a 6-cylinder. I'm ashamed.
We should be ashamed. No Mustang should be a 6-cylinder or a 4-cylinder. This thing is definitely pulling a lot better. We're at 1,000 RPMs and it'll actually accelerate in 5th gear, which is crazy. That means we had at least one dead cylinder for quite a while. Yay! Only half of the backfire through the exhaust that we've had for a while. This thing used to blah 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 every time we let off the gas. I'm guessing that was our 7 and 6-cylinder action. So it's 1,000 times better right now. This is how it should run. This is actually good. It's been a while since it's been good. It was just so bad for so long. When it was less bad, we thought it was good, and it wasn't. Last outro, promise, for real this time. It is fixed. It is running great. Pulling hard. It's pulling smooth. Running really well for the first time in a while now that we have something to compare it to. So awesome. I'm kind of glad I hung the valves open because that made me start looking into it and figure out what was wrong with it. Probably never would have gotten that temp gun and checked the cylinders and found out that number 8 was just dead. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.